buy my Amazon course and I will make you a millionaire. This is something that you may have heard in the past from Amazon FBA gurus, but how true is it? Can you actually make a lot of money with Amazon FBA? This is what we're going to talk about in today's video. Is it actually a sustainable business? How much money can you make? And can you actually be rich? Can you actually become rich from Amazon FBA? Before we start, if you want to actually learn how to find profitable products from Amazon FBA, there's a link in the description. I have a free course for that. So no paid course, guys, from me. It's 100% free. It's an ebook that will teach you exactly how to find products. So yes, you can be rich, by the way. So yes, the intro is over. You can be rich. And if you want to, easiest way to do it, link in the description, get my free ebook. But what does being rich means and what does it entails? Okay, what would you need to be able to do? What numbers would you need to make on Amazon to actually become rich from Amazon FBA? This is what we are going to start talking about right now. So, what does being rich means first? If you are in the US, there's really two ways at looking at being rich. Okay. The first one is having a net worth that is above $2 million, okay? And when it comes to net worth, it's a little bit difficult because you are going to need to estimate how much your Amazon FBA business is worth, all your other assets, or all your other assets, are they, like, how much are they worth, to be able to determine your net worth, okay? Based on that, yeah, so it's an e-commerce business. The thing is that it really depends on how your business is set up, and this is not necessarily a metric that we are going to look at. But there's another way that we can actually look at being rich, and being rich is really, according to ChatGPT, by the way, okay? It's not me that's saying this, but being rich when it comes to income in the US is being above, like, in the top 10% when it comes to income, and the 10% is $200,000 a month for a household income. Okay, so if you're alone and you are making $200,000 a year, in income, any household that make more than $200,000 a year in income is a rich household. Okay, so that's that. No. If you wanted to bring, let's say you have a household and you are the only person working inside your household. And by the way, I know being rich is not about how much you make, but it's how much you get to keep. We all know all these corny statements. We don't care about that. We are just going to talk about income, right? And of course, if you spend everything, of course, you will not be rich. But if you can sustain that amount of spending, that amount of income for the rest of your life, of course, you're going to be rich. Okay, so how can you actually make $200,000 a year with Amazon FBA? How much money you are going to need to be able to how much revenue you are going to need, and how much money do you need to invest to reach that point? Okay, so there's one thing that you need to understand. Okay, if you run your Amazon FBA business without with delegating a lot of stuff with a prep center, with trying to delegate everything that you want to delegate, if you try to do this, you're gonna get profit margins below 20%. But if you do a lot of that stuff yourself, or if you have a lot of stuff in-house, a lot of the process in-house, you can get margins that are around 20%. Okay, if you do a lot of the sourcing and all that stuff yourself. Now, which means that if you actually want to make $200,000 a month, a year, and I don't know why I keep saying a month, but if you want to keep making $200,000 a year, you are gonna need to make around 1 million in revenue a year on Amazon to net that in profit. Okay, so how much money do you need to have invested into your business to actually be able to make 100 million? I don't know why I keep mixing up numbers, by the way, but you get what I'm saying. If you want to make $1 million a year, and I'm all over the place, I'm hitting the camera today, I don't know what's happening to me. If you want to make $1 million a year in revenue on Amazon, you are going to need to spend around $500,000 a year on inventory. Does that mean that if you want to reach that amount of money in revenue, no, you need to have $500,000 in the bank? No, this is not what it means, okay? What it means is that you need to be able to spend because you really need to understand your numbers. You need to be able to spend a year $500,000 a year in inventory, which is actually, let me make the calculation for you guys, because I know that you suck in math. Here we go. It's $41,666 a month in inventory, which is a day. It's $1,388 a day in inventory. How much money is that? Like, you know how much money is that, but how difficult is it to reach those numbers? It's not that difficult, okay? If you've actually started your Amazon business, you will know that it does not require a ton of work to be able to spend that amount of money, okay? What it's really going to require is a lot of capital. And once you start growing on Amazon, you'll get loans, all that stuff. You can use credit cards to fund your business, and I have videos on that, and it can help you reach those numbers, okay? So do not be intimidated with this, because it doesn't mean that you need to start with $500,000, okay? You can start today with a couple $1,000 and bring your business to that level in 3, 4, 5 years, okay? 3, 4, 5 years, let's say closer to 5 years, you can easily bring your business to a 7-figure business. Even if you do a lot of things wrong, in 5 years, I'm sorry, you can reach that point without any issue. If you start today, okay, you need to start. This is the thing, you need to start. And if you're watching this video, if you are watching a lot of videos, you are not taking action, just start, okay? Start, because the first step, if you want to become rich from this business, the first step is to actually start spending money on inventory, start spending, start building a network, and start the business. Because you can do everything else, but if you do not start actually building the business, and if you do not start actually, trying to buy inventory, trying to sell inventory on Amazon, you will never learn. And so the only thing that you are doing is pushing back the time, pushing back the moment where you are finally going to reach your goal, okay? So start today. It's not a difficult business model to run, okay? So it does not mean that you need $500,000 to spend a year, but you are going to need to spend, as I said, like, was it $40,000? Yeah, $40,000 a month in inventory, okay? If you spend $40,000 a month in inventory, you need to understand that this is a number that you need to keep constant, okay? You need to be able to spend $40,000 a month in inventory to be able to get the same sale. Because what you need to understand with this business model is that the only thing that you have control over is how much money you actually spend in inventory. And this is what is directly influence the amount of money that you are gonna make with your Amazon FBA business. And of course, I already see you guys coming saying, oh, $200,000 is not a lot of money. It is actually a lot of money, and like, it is going to, like, I'm pretty sure that if you are right now watching this video, it is more like, it is pretty likely that you are not making $200,000 a year with your salary, okay? And the thing is that profit and salary is not even the same. So I know that you are not making $200,000 a year, more than likely, if you are watching this video, just because it is actually the top 10% of people, okay? So most of you guys are not going to make this amount of money, okay? Most people do not make this amount of money. If you are in the 10% of household income in the US, of course you are, and I'm not even sure it's 10%. I think it's even higher than that. Maybe I remember the number wrong, but of course it is a lot of money. And so the first step, if you actually want to find products and to be profitable, to make that money and to become rich with Amazon FBA, is to be able to find profitable online arbitrage products. Video right there on how to do it. I'll see you tomorrow.